37 minutes after I said I'd go live. Sorry, guys. What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is to talk about the Leicester versus Arsenal game, where, by the way, me and Lee will be doing a watch-along of that tomorrow, live from whenever we kick off, which I believe is 12. So here's the preview for said game. It's about Jekyll or Hyde, isn't it? It just depends on what Arsenal we get. Somehow, some way, we've been given another chance of making this top four by virtue of the fact that Spurs lost today. Shame. I'm trying not to swear, but shame. By Leicester, sorry, Spurs lost 1-0 to West Ham. Sorry, I like saying the sentence. What could I say? And that has opened the door for us once again. But it seems like this top four, with the exception of Liverpool and Man City, none of these teams seem to want it. They're treating it, like I said earlier, they're treating it like a STD. No one wants it. It's ridiculous. We're in a situation now where all we've got to do is just win. Win, win, win. And don't get me wrong, Leicester away is, on a normal season, it's not an easy task to go to Leicester and say, yeah, we're going to pick up 3 points. Never mind the way we've been playing away from home. Not only this season, really, but last season as well. We've been playing like a bunch of chumps over the course of the last 2 seasons. In the last game, we wouldn't have beaten Huddersfield away, never mind Leicester. It was a horrendous performance in that last game. And it's the only people that could put it right and fix it is this team. You know, by hook or by crook, people would say a lot of them aren't good enough. And of course, I think if anything, the title of my video was sell a lot of them. Just sell them all. Sell them all. Because I was just so disappointed by just the level of performance. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I could take us losing. You know, ultimately, if we don't win the title, there's part of you that just says, well, who cares where we finish? I could take us losing. I could take us losing if we go out there. Do you know, here's a little thing. But I don't know about you guys. I don't know where you guys were when you watched the Champions League final that we made, what, 13 years ago. Some of you were proper little toddlers. I was gutted. I was gutted because of stupid decisions like Jens Lehmann getting sent off, Henry not taking the one-on-one. And I was disappointed from that element of things. But had I been doing this whole show, I would never have been angry with the boys. I would have never been angry with the boys. I would have been proud because we gave it our best shot. And it wasn't even because Barcelona were a better team than us at the time. And they probably were ultimately. But, you know, it wasn't even that Barcelona were a better team than us. It was circumstances that caused us not to win that game. And I would have been proud. I would have been proud. Because we gave it our best shot and we came up short. And yeah, don't get me wrong, probably one of the most disappointed I've ever been as an Arsenal fan. But it wasn't shame. It damn sure wasn't shame. Now it's just almost as an Arsenal fan, you enter these games these days with trepidation. You enter these games thinking almost braced, like, what Arsenal are we getting today? And it'd be easy for me to say it's vital that we win. Listen, it's been vital that we've been. You know, it's been vital that we should have been in winning mode 2, 3, 4 games ago. We've had 2 really, really disappointing back-to-back games. We can't make it 3. Maybe I put a jinx on these boys in my last preview where I said that, you know, Arsenal very rarely this season have they ever lost 2 games back to back, and they just went ahead and somehow produced a worse performance than Palace at home. Excuse me. So for me, Arsenal need to just go ahead and give this their best effort, because don't get me wrong, I think Leicester have a lot of good players. You know, you look at the likes of James Maddison, who I believe could potentially do a job for us, potentially as a replacement for Aaron Ramsey, if you want me to be honest. Oh, that is a big boy goal. Sorry, I just saw Norwich score a big boy goal. I think they can do a job for us. I think they're a very, 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 very good team. You know, Jamie Vardy, you know, as much as we like to laugh at the fact that he didn't join us, and, you know, Jamie Vardy has a Premier League title. We have had nothing, maybe an FA Cup, you know, since he won that Premier League title. So to me, I think Jamie Vardy, to be honest, is winning, if you want me to be real. And they're not that far off us at this moment in time. You know, it's exciting times for us. We've got a good squad. They've got a good manager in Brendan Rodgers for them and for Arsenal. I know people are going to point to the fact, yeah, you didn't want him for Arsenal. You're damn skippy. I didn't want him for Arsenal. But that doesn't mean to say that I think he's not a good manager. I just didn't want him for Arsenal. Mind you, I would have had him over Mikel Arteta. I'll tell you that for free. But yeah, I digress. So for me, I think that this is going to be a really difficult test. You know, they've got some good players in Harry Maguire. I'd have him at Arsenal. Ben Chilwell, I'd have him at Arsenal. James Maddison, I'd have him at Arsenal. Some people say Ndidi, and you might expect me to say Ndidi. I'm not yet all the way convinced about Ndidi, but we'll see. Hopefully, he'll be a good player from an international perspective. But yeah, they're a decent outfit. They've got decent players. Arsenal should be good enough to beat this team. Because as much as they have good players, obviously they have Jamie Vardy, who, fair enough, at 32, still seems rapid. I don't know how he's doing it. We should have the quality to be able to beat this team. So, you know, Arsenal are probably going to lose. Gosh, please, I hope not. They looked more intense in training. They looked more focused in training. I did see Lee tweet shortly before I was about to record this that Mesut Ozil and Lucas Torreira didn't travel. Wondering why that is. It could be the fact that we've got Valencia on Thursday, which is obviously a Europa League semi-final. And let's face it, if we keep choking on our own tails for the league, it's the one very fortunate thing about us this season is we still have that backup of the Europa League to get in to the Champions League. And apart from anything, it's a cup. I think there's one thing all Arsenal fans can agree in. I wouldn't mind winning a cup. I wouldn't mind winning a European Cup. So for me, I can understand the logic of wanting to save those guys. I've said it before in here, and I said it again. I think Torreira has a little bit of a conditioning issue, and it could just be the fact that Emre feels like he wants to just make sure that he saves Torreira for that game. And Mesut Ozil, well, we know what Wagwan from Mesut Ozil away, so shouldn't be a particular surprise. But anyway, with that all being said, I'm going to stop rambling and I want to get into my 1 to 11 for tomorrow's game. So I'm going to go with Bernd Leno. Bernd Leno needs to fix up. I actually think he's had a good season. But in that last game, boy, I knew Wolves were going to beat us. And notice that's the first time I've referred to them because I just don't want to even think about the game. But I don't know what he was doing with a couple of them goals. And for me, I want to see a better response, a better reaction to that game. So let's see. Bernd Leno in goal. I think Emre will go with 5 at the back. And I know it annoys people, but I can see the logic of going with 5 at the back away from home, because you want to try and contain people, especially Jamie Vardy and his runs. So I'm going to build a team with 5 at the back in mind. So let's go. My 3 at the back is going to obviously be Koscielny, Socrates, and Monreal. I want to see a better performance. Somehow we started with 4 at the back against Wolves, and we played worse. Seemingly we can't play that shape anymore. I don't know. But for me, I'm going to go with those 3 at the back. Kolasinac is going to go left wing back. Let's bring him into the side and see if he adds something. Right wing back, we're going with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Now, a lot of people were criticizing me in the comment section of my review of my player ratings, I should say, where I said that I gave Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I think I gave him a 3. That's not good. you know that ain't a good rating, right? I didn't think he was as terrible. I didn't think he was bad. He wasn't as much of a write-off as people were saying. I didn't think he was any worse than anyone else. I thought everyone was equally rubbish. But I saw people were giving him 0, 0, 0. Not to me. I saw him make at least 2, 3 good tackles, which was more than most people. And no, I'm not going to mention a certain superstar who gave ridiculous player ratings. I watched it. Ridiculous. I'm not even going to go into it. But for me, Ainsley Maitland-Niles starts, and I largely think he's been in good form. But along with everybody else in the team, he was rubbish on was it Wednesday we played? I want to see a much better performance this time round. Now, keeping in mind Lee's tweet, he isn't often wrong about these type of things. I'm going to assume Torreira and Ozil aren't available. I'm going to assume this, right? So with that in mind, this is my midfield. I'm going to go with Guendouzi. I did think about this one. Would you believe it or not? I've got a call. It's like, what is that sound? Someone's been trying to video call me. Apologies. See, this is the jokes thing about doing stuff live. You get caught out with things like this. So try and ignore that annoying sound. Shit. Right. So Matteo Guendouzi. So Matteo Guendouzi, I'm going to go with. I know the kid annoys so many people. And I think that's an interesting conversation for us to have, potentially, in a chopping block conversation. Potentially. But for now, he's in our team. And while he's in our team, we need to be able to utilize him. And we just need to do what we need to do. So for me, Matteo Guendouzi plays in the side. Next to him, I'm going to go with Granit Xhaka. I'm going to resist laughing as I say Granit Xhaka. All those people that were calling for him and we lost. We had an even worse performance on Wednesday. I promise I wouldn't laugh. So, but I'm going to play Granit Xhaka in the middle. In the number 10 spot, I'm going to play. I'm going to play Mkhitaryan. I'm going to play Mkhitaryan. And then on the other side of Mkhitaryan, I'm going to play Alex Iwobi. Now, I was tempted to go with 2 up top. I stopped myself, and I've gone with this. I think it's a better shape having those two. Potentially, you could even play those two on the wings, but I'm going to play them just inside. It's like 2 inside number 10s. And then up top, I'm going with Alexandre Lacazette. I know that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has had a bit of an illness recently. And I feel like if he's got an illness and he's starting to get over that illness, save him. We may need him, quite honestly. And if we do, let's just gradually build him in there. And who knows, maybe give him half an hour towards the end of the game where we may need his pace. Plus, I find with Aubameyang, and I know people don't want to hear this, he's a better impact guy, especially, ironically, against Leicester. Earlier this season, when he came on, I think it was our first game of the season. I think I was actually at that game. I was physically at that game. He came on as a sub. And guess what? He grabbed himself a brace. And I think, why not use him in the same way that he was used in that game? So it wasn't our first game of the season, sorry. But it was earlier on in the season. And I was at that game, and he grabbed himself a brace and actually played pretty well coming off the bench. Use him in the same way. So for me, Alexandre Lacazette starts from the bench. Sorry, this Norwich versus Blackburn game is pretty good. It's 2-1 now. Right. So you guys let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, crush, destroy, drop kick that like button for me. I appreciate it when you guys do that. Really do. Drive those like buttons for me. I know you guys could do it, so please do it for me. So some little video schedules for yourselves. For those of you, and I realize not all of you watch this, but for those of you who like Marvel films, have watched Endgame, and have been looking forward to me doing a little spoiler review, I'll be doing that with Robbie Richmond at 10 o'clock later on this evening. So make sure you catch that. That should be pretty good, because I've been itching to talk about the spoilers with somebody, but I haven't had an opportunity to do so because no one's seen the damn film. So yeah, so I've seen it twice now, so I should be able to give it some justice. So make sure you do catch me do that. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a watch along with Lee Gunner of the Leicester versus Arsenal game. That should be pretty enjoyable. So we'll be doing that from 12 o'clock. In the evening, I would imagine that I'll probably be doing some sort of player ratings. I'm going to see if Ola's available, see if a couple of others are available to do some live player ratings in the evening, around about 7. And yeah, onwards and upwards to Valencia, hopefully, after an Arsenal win. So let's see what happens. My prediction, by the way, this is more heart than judgment. I'm going to say, I think we'll keep it tight, fail, and it'll end up being 3-2 Arsenal. Let's go, Arsenal. Let's go. 3-2 Arsenal. So you guys let me know how crazy that prediction is. Leave it in the comments below. What's your prediction? What's your 1-11? Leave it in the predictions below. In the comments below. And I'm going to stop rambling because I can feel myself going, All right, I'm out of here, people. See you tonight, by the way. Peace.